Welcome to this Killick Explains video, and welcome to the results of a poll I ran recently on the subject of when people expect to be able to stop work, what used to be known as retiring. The poll results were quite interesting and have thrown up one or two points I'll make as we travel through the results. So back to the question, what is your expectation about when you'll retire? And of the four choices, 17% of people think they have a target age in mind. For example, 60 or 65. And that certainly used to be the case in what could be described as the old days, when people used to get final salary, pensions, defined benefit pensions on a regular basis. Setting a target age was completely realistic. But it wasn't the most popular response. That went to a target range, so 50 to 60 if you're feeling optimistic, 60 to 70 perhaps if you're feeling less so. And that accounted for 31%. That was the majority of respondents, or the biggest answer I got, and that reflects the fact that whilst people might like to think they could set a target age, in reality, because many more people are reliant on defined contribution or money purchase plans these days, where there is a degree of uncertainty about the value of the pot and when you will achieve that value, more people are inclined to set a range than a specific age. And that leaves quite a few people who had either no idea about when they might stop work, 24% of the poll respondents, or no plan to stop work at all, 29%. So half the people who responded to the poll actually have no idea about when they will stop work and or have no plan to actually do so. And that, I think, reflects the fact that saving for life after work is quite challenging. So what can you actually do to increase your chances of arriving at a fund that will pay for your life after work when you no longer have an income from employment or, say, self-employment? Well, there are lots of answers to that question. I'll just give a few here, and then at the end a source for further information if you want it. One is, of course, to defer the point at which you retire. As a rule of thumb, the later you leave it, the bigger the benefit you can expect to get from the state or from an employer pension of some sort. The rules could change, of course, between now and the point you do actually stop work, but by deferring the point at which you take a benefit, as a rule of thumb, you generally increase it. Then there is catch-up. So for people relying on the state pension, for example, you need a certain minimum number of years of contributions. It's called national insurance contributions. And if you think you are going to end up short, so you won't qualify for the full state pension, there is a way of making additional contributions late, catch-up contributions, to get you in a position where you qualify for a better state pension, for example. And then for those people at work with an employer, there is a thing called salary sacrifice. Now, not all employers offer it, and it needs weighing up because it may be something that you want to take advantage of but have to consider the so-called lifetime allowance in tandem with making the decision, because if you overdo it on pensions, you can end up paying penalties later. But let's assume it's right for you. This is where an employer says, we'll give up some of your salary now and we'll boost the amount that's paid into a pension on your behalf. And without going into the detailed mechanics here, it gets you what I could describe as a gross benefit for just a net cost. It's quite tax efficient. So that's worth at least finding out about and seeing whether your employer offers it, then weighing up whether you want to take advantage. Now, I've covered a lot of ground in this video and also left out quite a few points. So if you'd like to know more about pensions in general, then do try my educational library at killick.com/learn. And for copies of my two guides, all about building a fund for life after work and then generating an income once you actually wind down work or stop work, please do email me, editor@killick.com.